video we'll discuss about uniports, symports and antiports. Uniport, symport and antiport. So we're going to understand these three terms in this video. First, let's talk about the uniport situation. Here what happens is there will be a carrier protein. So we know what are carrier proteins. They are the proteins that help in facilitated diffusion. And then if you think this is the outer membrane and this is the inner membrane, inner side. In uniport, what happens is there will be one particle which travels from the outer membrane to the inner membrane in only one direction. It only happens in the one direction. That's why it's called uniport. If we talk about symport, again there will be a carrier protein. Here what happens is two particles move from outer to inner direction, outer to inner in the same direction. Two of them like this. This is symport, and then we have antiport. Again we have a carrier protein. Here there will be two particles which travel on opposite directions. One will be like this and another one will be this way. So bidirectional. One goes from outer to inner side and then another one goes inner to outer side. Here in symport what happens? Both of the particles, they move in the same direction. Here there will be only one particle which moves in one direction. So that's why it's known as uniport, symport and antiport. Now this uniport, it occurs in the sarcoplasmic reticulum. Sarcoplasmic reticulum during muscle contraction. So the uniport occurs in the sarcoplasmic reticulum as well as presynaptic membrane. Presynaptic membrane. So it occurs in the sarcoplasmic reticulum and the presynaptic membrane. Symport, here what happens? Two particles, they move from outer to inner or inner to outer in the same direction. There are two particles here. Here there is just one particle. Here two of them are there. Now this kind of transport happens mostly in the intestines. So in the small intestine, large intestine, the digestive tract. This is what we call as antiport. Here what happens is there will be two particles which move, one outer to inner, one inner to outer, and they move in the opposite directions. So what happens here is there will be exchange of sodium and potassium ions. So there are three sodium ions which are transported inside. Transported inside. So okay, for example, if we think it like this, here we're telling this is the inner side and that is the outer side, so it has to be this one. Three sodium ions transported inside, and then there are some potassium ions also which are transported outside. That is two potassium ions transported inside. So this is how it happens. Now uniport, symport and antiport. These are the three different transports that happen. Uniport, symport and antiport. Uniport, there will be one particle which moves from in the carrier protein, outside of the carrier protein, inside inner membrane, and then what happens is the particle moves from outer membrane to inner membrane in only one direction. Here there are two particles which move in the same direction. Here there are two particles which move in the opposite direction. So in this video we discussed about uniport, symport and antiport.